Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Look It Up Podcast. I'm Chip Bowler, and with me, as always, is my co-host and papa, Tony Gudo. You can find us on YouTube under the Look It Up Podcast and Facebook under his name, Tony Gudo.
Welcome, everybody. Make sure you share it. Let people know that we're here. We give you a recap on every week's sports, and then we give you our discussions on the future, on what's going to happen with the Saints, what's going to happen with LSU. As we did last week, we started looking at the Saints' opponents. Last week we covered the first four. We covered Detroit, Baltimore, the Raiders, and the Falcons. This week we'll talk about Minnesota, the New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers, and Cleveland Browns. But before that, we're going to talk about a few other things, and then after we finish this in about 3 or 4 weeks, we will start talking about the SEC football because they'll be going into camp pretty soon, and in about a month the NFL teams will be going. All of them are getting off this week pretty much. I think they all finished this week, and they get I think it's a 6-week break. They got like a 6-week break to go on vacation, whatever they want to do. Some of them don't. Some of them stay and work. So we'll see what happens. But when that happens, we'll start talking about the camps and what's going on there. Anyway, let's kick off by looking at the finals. There were several championships happening this week.
Yep.
The NBA was the final last week, and the New York Knicks closed it out. They won 4 games. They pretty much a sweep.
They closed it out in 5.
Yeah, they closed it out in 5.
And
San Antonio won one
game.
game. They won one game. That was
Okay, so I'm going to go deep dive into this game because I watched the game live. San Antonio had the lead most of the game, like the entire series.
Yep, pretty much.
And the New York Knicks had their playoff luck like they've had the whole playoffs.
Scoring a lot. When they need to.
And they came back and won 94-90 to win their first championship in 53 years.
53 years. That's a long time.
53 years. Woo. Now, I was kind of sad that they didn't get to win it
at home
in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, but it's better. At least they got it done.
At least they got it done. I want to go over some stats. Jalen Brunson, Finals MVP.
45 points.
Ended the game with 45, 3-3. Now, 45 points is amazing. He is the only player besides Michael Jordan to score 40 points or more in a deciding game in the finals. So, that was wild. He scored 45.
That was a pretty good game. I watched
in Game 5, and they won the championship. They won the Larry O'Brien.
So we're going to see what happens if they can defend that title next year, right?
Maybe.
You have to figure that out.
Yep.
Okay, anyway, congratulations to the Knicks and also NHL. Anybody who's interested in hockey, I don't watch much of it, but Carolina Hurricanes won over Las Vegas, and I think they did it in 6. I think it was done in 6. So the Hurricanes are the hockey champions. And the UFL, I've been talking about that every week. They had the championship game last week, the United Bowl. And kind of surprised me. The Louisville Kings defeated the DC Defenders 27-20. I watched that game, and I tell you what, they were 16-7 at halftime, but DC stayed pretty good. Most of the game, DC played well, and then the last 2-3 minutes of the game, they had the ball inside the 30-yard line and just couldn't get it done. They couldn't get a score, and they ended up losing the game 27-20. So the Louisville Kings are now the champions of the UFL Summer League for 2026. 19. But I'm talking about the 1900s back there. Anyway, and let's talk real quick about the UFC fights. UFC 2000. UFC 2000
250
was very good.
250.
250. I mean, yeah, 250. I'm sorry.
250 years of the United States of America. If you didn't know, they had the UFC fights on the White House South Lawn. Now,
it was a big night.
This was an amazing fight night. In my opinion, this is top 10, top 5 greatest sporting events I've ever watched live. This was amazing. The way they had it choreographed, it was so organized. The flyover, they had it perfectly. It was outside. The weather was. They had a rain delay before.
Yeah, but they must have had like 1 million people out there between the people that was out there with the eclipse in that area.
They had 4,300 seats in the makeshift arena on the South Lawn, and I think over 20,000 in the park
It looked like
across.
more than that. It looked like a lot more than that.
It was
I just
20,000.
seen it again a few minutes ago.
Around
replay.
20,000.
It was a lot of people.
It was a lot of people. This was a jam-packed event. No fight. No 7 fights. None of them saw the scorecards.
That was a knockout in every fight, right?
There was a KO/TKO every fight. All 7 fights. This was amazing. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up.
Real quick.
Yeah. So Diego Lopez, number 2 in the featherweight division, knocked out Steve Garcia in the second round.
Yep. Good fight. Good fight.
Great fight. Then the second, Bo Nickel. He knocked out Kyle Dawkins in the first round. That was a crazy. Bo Nickel had taken him down. He was holding him down, and then the ref stood him up.
Yeah.
And then when they stood him up, Bo Nickel knocked him out. So who knows what would have happened if they stayed on the ground. Keep going. Mauricio Hufi knocked out Michael Chandler in the first round. No surprise there.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler, 40 years old. He's been getting knocked out for the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, he's getting too old to be fighting.
Yeah. The UFC had him after his prime, so that was why. So yeah, Mauricio Hufi probably moves up pretty big in the rankings after beating Michael Chandler.
He's a welterweight,
Lightweight.
lightweight.
Then in the heavyweight division, the big boys,
Big boy.
Josh Hokett, the big personality, he knocked out Derek Lewis
Derek just didn't look like he was ready
in
to
the
fight.
second round.
Derek didn't look like he was ready to fight.
Derek Lewis, he lost his gas tank in the second round.
Yeah, he was out. But when the second round started, you could tell he was hanging. When you knew he was going to make it.
He was tired. Then, moving on to the next fight, Sugar Sean O'Malley in the
He did.
second round knocked out the Canadian.
And then he saluted all the troops and the president.
The United States fighter Sean O'Malley beat Ayman Zahabi from Canada.
Yep.
Knocked him out. And as he knocked him out and then looked around and saluted. That was nice to watch. Then in the co-main event, the number 1 heavyweight contender in the world, Cyril Gane, wins the interim title and beats Alex Pereira.
Yep. That was kind of a surprise, wasn't it?
But
they were both kind of. It was a close. The odds were close.
the odds were close. I like Alex Pereira. I hated to see him get knocked out, but that's how it goes, and that's just the fight game.
In the big fight,
So Alex Pereira loses in round 2 KO, and the big fight, the big upset.
big upset of the night.
The big upset of the night, American Justin Gaethje beat Ilia Topuria by a corner stoppage at the end of the 4th round. They couldn't even make it to the last
corner
round.
stoppage. He almost didn't make it through the 4th. The doctor
Topuria-
looked at him in the 3rd, almost stopped it then, and they let him go one more round, but then the corner said that. He couldn't see. I mean, his eyes, he was beat up bad.
Topuria's face was so nasty.
Yeah, he could not see.
So, yeah. Justin Gaethje wins the undisputed lightweight title. Who knows what's next for both of them?
Anyway, great fight. And,
That was a great fight.
the White House 250. It was a great fight, a great program. They put together a lot about patriotism. About
I like how
service.
they celebrated. They celebrated America.
Yeah, they celebrated America. They thanked all the patriots. They thanked all the military. They thanked all the first responders. They made a big deal about everything. It was a very good put together show. It was not paid by U.S. taxpayers, by the way. It was paid by UFC, Dana White. They
Dana
paid
White.
for everything. So people that say we spent all that money, we did not spend the money, and they paid to build everything, and they paid to take it all down, which you probably got it down by now.
I don't know, because Trump said he wanted to keep it up for a while, so
I'm not
who
sure.
knows?
I just heard they were paying for it. So anyway, let's move on. We're going to move to the Saints opponents real quick here. Talk about the next 4 games they're going to be playing. After the first 4, it'll be Minnesota will be the 5th game. I'll talk a little about Minnesota. Minnesota, the thing about Minnesota, they kind of revamped their offense this year. We don't know what's going to happen. You know, Justin Jefferson, he's anchors the receiving core. And the defense linebacker, Dallas Turner, is really the second-year linebacker. He's kind of anchoring the defense. Now, J.J. McCarthy was drafted 2 years ago, but he has not looked the part. He has not played the part. He has not done that good of a job. Understand he is going to be in a fight against Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray left Arizona and signed with the Minnesota Vikings. So the season, I guess minicamp, not the minicamp, but now camp, when the camp started, they'll be competing against each other. I believe Kyler Murray will probably win the job.
I think too. I think Kyler Murray will probably
Kyler Murray's
win the
been in
job.
the league. He's been in the league 7 years. This is his 8th year coming up, and he's still a young guy. So more than likely he's going to do it. I know the fans probably would rather J.J. McCarthy be successful because they drafted him, but not all draft picks make it. So we'll see. Skill positions, like I said, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, tight end T.J. Hawkinson, tight end Josh Oliver, and in the backfield they have Aaron Jones. So I mean they got a pretty good team. They have the offensive line, Christian Charlesay and Brian O'Neill, and the line remains formidable group, capable of protecting the pocket and opening a run game. On the passing side, like I said, on the pass rush, they got Dallas Turner, Andrew Van Kinkel, Dominic Orange, and Levi Drake Rodriguez. Linebackers, they got Ivan Pace, Blake Cashman, and Jake Goday. Secondary, they got Brian Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rogers, and Josh Patelis. They expected to hold that down, but I don't know. I think that's their weak side. I think the corners and the secondary is probably the weak part of that team.
Yeah.
Will Richard is their kicker, and they've had a pretty good game so far.
Yeah, they have a pretty good kicker.
Pretty good kicker. I think he'll do fine. He's anchored that job down for several years now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen. I think the Saints will give them a good game. The game will be in New Orleans at noon on the 11th of October. Okay, let's move on. Taylor, tell us about the Giants.
Yes, they will play the Giants Week 6 on October 18th at noon in New York, in MetLife.
New Jersey.
Yeah, in MetLife Stadium. So they got a lot going on in New York right now. They got a new coach. They got a new coach in Jim Harbaugh, Super Bowl champion from Baltimore. They got him in the offseason. They also still have a young quarterback in Jackson Dart.
Second year.
Second,
Coming off injury.
third year.
No, second. Huh? Coming off injury. This is third. No, it might be. No, it's just second year.
Oh yeah, second year. Second year. Jackson Dart coming off in pretty
Pretty sure it's in.
Pretty good.
It looks healthy.
And he had a couple concussions last year, so I don't know. But he's looking good at camp. Running back, they have Devin Singletary and Tyrone Tracy Jr., which should...
Shadowboo.
And Cam Scatterboo.
Yeah, man, he was hurt too.
Who's coming off an injury, so he might not play a couple beginnings of the season. At wide receiver, they have a very good wide receiver room in Malik Neighbors, former LSU player. He was very good in New York. And they have Darnell Mooney. And they have Calvin Austin III from Pittsburgh they picked up.
And OBJ.
And they picked up Odell Beckham Jr., who's pretty
He'll
old.
probably get some play time.
He'll probably get some playing time, but who knows? Offensive line, they got Andrew Thomas, Jermaine Illuminor at the tackles, and John Michael Schmitz enters a critical contract year at center. So he's probably might be going somewhere else next year. So who knows? And then backup center is Lucas Patrick, which that name sounds familiar. So I don't know where he's from. Defense, front seven. They are reconstructing that front seven. They have Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau, who are very good. They have interior linebackers like Abdul Carter continuing to develop. He's entering his second year, and he changed his number to 3, I believe. So, secondary. They got Paulson Adebo from I want to say Cincinnati, but I don't know.
Debo.
Paulson Adebo, whatever.
He was with the Saints at one time.
Yeah, he is tasked with locking down opposing receivers and defensive coordinator Wink Martindale's aggressive schemes. So, special teams, they have Calvin Austin Jr. and that's about it. I think they have, what's his name? Young Hoku at kicker, I believe.
They're a decent team. The Giants should, but they're working to rebuild. I mean,
Yeah.
they haven't done anything lately. Jackson Dart so far in minicamp, they say he's looking pretty good, but they're both coming off injuries, and he's got to remember he's got to start going down with the ball and going out of bounds with the ball. That's his problem last year. He tried to run too much, and he got hit a lot, and he ended up getting hurt.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the issue there. Is can John Harbaugh control that and change that? We'll find out. Their defense is they're trying to rebuild.
I think they also got Arvell Reese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Arvell Reese at linebacker, I think.
He's new, yeah. Okay, let's move on. The next week they'll be playing Pittsburgh in Paris. A long trip overseas. We're going to find out what happens there. Pittsburgh Steelers come in this year. They changed their coach. Mike McCarthy is now the coach who used to coach at Green Bay and at the Dallas Cowboys. But Mike McCarthy, and he coached here in New Orleans back years ago when Jim Mora was here. He was on the staff, and on who else was that? Haslett. When Haslett was the coach in New Orleans, he was on the staff on the offensive coordinator side. So anyway, he's won a Super Bowl, and they brought back the oldest quarterback playing, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers will be back.
And Rodgers and McCarthy have history in Green Bay.
So we'll see what happens there. If Aaron Rodgers can help them win some games. You know, they have been winning games. They've been winning 9, 10, 11 games almost every year. The problem is they don't win in the playoffs. So we're going to find out if they can get over that hump. They got other playmakers on the team. They got Jermaine Bernard as the running back and continued available Roman Wilson. On the offensive line, they've made some significant investments to protect Rodgers. Headlining Arizona State tackle Max Englinger is in the first round. And the defense is attempting to recapture their elite steel curtain mentality through execution and communication improvements, and have been a major focus on the ATAs to avoid predictable schemes that cost them the games last year. The edge rusher, they got spearheaded by T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt's still healthy. He's on and off. You never know with him. Sometimes he's hurt. But anyway, he's spearheading the defense. Depth continues to grow with emerging players like Nick Herbig stepping up in larger roles. Secondary linebackers, they got a lot of depth there on both ends of the ball. But like I said, they're new. They haven't been playing together a lot, some of them. So we'll see what happens on that. Roster moves. They made some moves in camp. All eyes have been shifting towards St. Vincent College is where they're going to have their camps. And unsettled, like I said, the depth chart is kind of unsettled under Rodgers, and positions up to grab on the offensive line. And his defense and Steelers are heavily evaluating their rookie class to see who can contribute immediately this year to make them do something. The Steelers are not going to be the best team in that AFC North. There's no way.
Yeah.
I believe Cincinnati and Baltimore are probably the top two teams in that division. So, do we have a chance to beat them? I think we do. I think we have a good chance to beat them over in Pittsburgh, over in Paris. Okay, and then we come back from Paris. We have a bye week. And then the week after, we're in New Orleans, and we bring in the Cleveland Browns. Which should be an easy game to win, right?
Should be. Now, I believe they have a new quarterback, coach in, what's his name? I forgot.
The guy from Baltimore.
Let's look it up.
Look it up. It should be listed on your thing.
Todd Monken.
Yeah, Todd Monken, yeah.
Yeah. Former offensive coordinator for Baltimore.
Yeah. I knew it was
Yeah, forgot he went over there.
Yeah.
They got him. They have a quarterback battle between Shedeur Sanders, Taylor Green, and Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, everybody's saying Deshaun
I
Watson.
disagree with him because he says Deshaun Watson's going to get the
That's
start.
what they're saying. That's what I hear.
I don't believe. I think Shedeur should start.
Well, we'll find out. It's up to Moulton. He said it's a quarterback battle till the start of the season, so we'll see.
Running backs, they have a very highly dynamic and youth backfield. They have Quinshon Judkins coming into his second year. Dylan Sampson, still young. And Raheem Sanders is pretty young. So, that's it for running backs, receivers, and tight ends. They got standouts like Jerry Jeudy and Harold Fannin Jr. And then they also picked up Casey Concepcion in the draft.
Yeah.
So that should be good for the Cleveland Browns. And the receiver,
Didn't they pick up two others? They picked up three receivers.
I think they picked up Denzel Boston.
Lawson and somebody else, I think. I think they picked up three receivers.
Yeah. Offensive
draft
line, they reshaped the trenches to make it youthful and versatility. Returners are DeJuan Jones and Luke Weipler, and they should be good starters for their offensive line. Defensive front, they are not looking good
Not looking good.
because they just lost their franchise player in Myles Garrett to the Rams.
But they picked up a lot of draft capital, so the
So-
next few years they'll be building a team.
But they also feature Malik Collins and Mason Graham, who's coming into his second year.
Yep.
So then in the secondary, they got the back end of the defense. Oh, third year Mason Graham. Never mind. Then secondary, the back end of the defense is locked down by elite corners Denzel Ward and Grant Delpit. Grant Delpit,
They got some
LSU.
good corners. Yeah.
Yeah, they have some good corners / safety. So yeah, I don't think Cleveland Browns, they have good rosters most of the time. They just never can win. I don't understand that.
Well, I think the Saints are fortunate this year. We play a lot of teams with brand new coaches, and that
Yeah.
makes a big difference. I mean, Malkins will probably get the job done there, but it's going to take a while.
Mhm.
And at the same time, Cleveland has done nothing in a long, long time.
Long time.
So it's going to be hard for them to come back. But Malkin has, he made that trade, and he did it to get all his draft picks. He ended up with like three or four draft picks and a player. Gerard Verse is on
Jared
that
Verse.
team now. Yeah.
Yep.
So they're going to probably build something in the future.
They'll probably
It's going
win.
to take them several years. They
Yeah.
might win 3 or 4 games if they're lucky this year.
Maybe.
I don't know if they win that many. And
Five
unless
backs.
Watson is a lot better than what we think. But
If he
ain't played in
starts.
he ain't played in 4 or 5 years, right? It's been a long time since
He
he
hasn't
played.
played since 23, I think.
It's been a while. It's been like almost 5
2,
years.
3 years.
4 years. And he didn't play much either. He got hurt. So, he didn't play much. So, anyway, that's it for today. We're not going to talk about any more of those games. Next week, we will come back and we will talk about.
Carolina,
Well, we didn't talk about Carolina yet.
No, we did not.
We talked about Carolina,
Chicago,
Chicago, Cincinnati Bengals,
And
the
Green
Green
Bay.
Bay Packers. We're going to talk about those 4 teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following week, we're going to handle Tampa Bay and Carolina and Arizona. Because we already talked about Atlanta. And we'll be talking about Carolina next week. So we only have 6 more teams to talk about. As we said before, we believe they're going to win 10 games. I believe they're going to win 10 games. A lot of good articles this week about camaraderie on the team, how the players are doing, get together, knowing each other, doing a lot of personal things.
they're doing a lot of things. I think
Like
they went
teamwork.
gardening. They went gardening.
They did a lot of different things.
They're doing a lot of
a lot
funny.
of teamwork.
They're doing a lot of things in the locker room together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're
I
bonding.
think Kellen Moore is getting it done. I think Kellen Moore will get it done. I think we'll make the playoffs. Now, can we win any game in the playoffs? I don't know. That's going to be determined where we at and who we host, right? What if we get in the playoffs and we host a team like Cincinnati? And that could be it could be a win. But I don't know. Cincinnati's going to be a tough game this year. I think Cincinnati's going to be one of the top teams.
I think they'll be good.
I think they'll be good, and I think Dallas will be good. I think both
Yeah.
those teams will be much improved and do good this year. Anyway, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you let everyone know that we're here
Yeah.
on picks. I'm not giving any picks now because I don't wager on baseball. And it's all left now is baseball right now until
Pretty much.
football season starts.
Yep.
But anyway, last week I went 2-1. I did good on those picks. I hope anybody got them. I don't know if you got them early enough, but anyway, I did well. Anyway, that's it for today. If you're looking for anything and you can't find it, what do?
You look it up.
Thanks again. Go Saints.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Take care. See you next week.
Bye bye.